cave.
Okay, welcome. Welcome back, Kit. You're living on the Isle of Brač in Croatia, and I just
Yes.
love our conversations, and I so look forward to seeing you and connecting on Zoom to talk about wine. And I know
Why?
you've written an amazing book. Okay, this is not going to work. Stina, this is a Stina Red Blend.
Yes. We're
This is
seeing
so
little bits
goofy.
of it.
Okay. Zoom doesn't work so well when you're trying to show bottle labels, but
No, I wonder if it will work for me, but we'll try that in
let's.
a minute.
All right. So, welcome back. It's been a while. You've been very busy.
And
What were you
as
up?
have you. I've seen you all over the place doing Venice activities. And speaking of where we are, you are in a very Venice place, the Okanagan Valley in
I am in
Western
a yes.
Canada.
I am in
So,
a Venice place. It is a heart place. It is a place where I don't really feel like I even have to go anywhere to be blessed and just filled
mhm,
up with people, and especially for my project Women in Wine. Like we have
mhm.
amazing winemakers, women winemakers here, and I've been hosting them on Zoom. I've been visiting wineries. I'm helping the OG of the Okanagan Wine Valley, Trudy Heiss, who
Hmm.
was the partner to George Heiss, and they built the Grey Monk Winery, which was really a first of its kind here, just a little bit north in Lake Country. And
Hmm.
they've got a book. He's passed sadly, but she's still here, and they've got this hardcover book, and it was all based on transcripts that were then converted to a book. And yeah, the we just did the press release yesterday, so there are
Oh,
100
fantastic.
and like 15 copies to sell. But it's just so
Hmm.
incredible. I sat with her yesterday. She's 86 and her body has been given to the vineyard, definitely. She has really nothing left, but her mind, her brightness, when we just start talking about we're launching this book and what are the things we're going to do, and she's reading the press release and she's providing edits, and I mean, who cares that they're a little late? It's like she's just engaged and
Yeah.
excited. So I love that because I think our lives should be lived as long as we're here, you know,
Hmm.
and every moment, yeah, super special. So yeah,
And
busy.
the book is the story of the winery.
It is the story,
Okay.
yes,
Or
of
a
their
memoir.
lives. I want it to be a
Okay.
movie. It's a story of their lives.
So it's a
So
memoir.
yes,
Okay. Got it.
yeah, and
Fantastic.
they're very funny. They're very funny. Like it's a laugh out loud. Like they just have this sense of humor that perhaps was ridiculous in real life, but
Mm.
it translates. And it's a reminder of how much we need humor uh,
Yes.
in our lives to navigate all the roller coaster experiences we.
Yes. Yes. It helps to have humor to help you to navigate the unfunny stuff.
Right. Like they were hairdressers in Edmonton, Alberta,
Really? Wow. That's
and
quite a
they
career switch.
And they landed on the shores of Lake Country on this plot of land that they had been encouraged to buy because it had potential. And
Huh.
it had a 30-degree slope. And they had to hand remove all the rocks, lay all
Uh-huh.
the lay all the irrigation, put in all the posts. Like, oh my God, they had no idea. Anyway, based on the
That is,
work that you've done to this point and what you've seen and witnessed,
yeah.
just what that takes.
Yeah. It's a huge amount of work.
Anyway, the good news story is in I just got in the industry, I guess around 2014, and their winery sold in 2015 or 16 for $33 million. So
Wow.
I don't think they got enough, but they did get a kiss goodbye and a retirement plan. So
Good.
the
Yeah.
only sad part is that, George passed in 2018. So it kind of that story of how, we work and work and work and work, and when do we stop? And he had a good
Mhm.
life. He had a very good life, but he just didn't get to do all the things that he had planned, I'm sure, for his retirement. And Trudy misses
Yeah.
him terribly. And you can see we're all going to face that where we sit in a room and we're telling stories, but the people that we're telling stories about are just not here anymore. And so all the
Yeah.
spirits are around the room and you just can feel it. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Anyway, it's such a heartfelt project, honestly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It
So,
sounds like something really to I don't know, expand your soul.
yeah, yeah. And share it. Share your soul with other souls who find that fascinating. And I think women capture that capacity a little bit more than men.
Hmm.
And like I have little wins and I get all teared up and I'm like, oh, don't do that. Oh, you're in public. It's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, I have a winemaker for you since you are celebrating women winemakers.
Yes.
The wine that I'm drinking is a rosé from Antunović. I'm not sure if my label is
It's
coming through at
beautiful.
all.
Your label's perfect. Why can't mine be better? Wow.
Maybe mine, because mine's not white. There's no glare involved. But
Okay. Yes. And
anyway, the
Antunović is what
yes,
you said? Okay.
Jasna Antunović Turk is the name of the winemaker. There are plenty of father and son winemakers, and even some father-daughter winemakers in Croatia. But this is a mother-son winery.
Oh,
And Antunović was the first female-owned winery in Croatia.
wow. Okay, so
So Jasna is about our age. Her son is grown and has recently had a baby. A baby's probably a toddler by now. That's how recently I've been out there. But the winery is at the complete other end of Croatia from where I am. I'm on the coast. In fact, I'm on the island where your wine, Stina, is produced. That one.
Still blurry. Stina.
Yeah. And um and if you go all the way across Croatia and down into the bottom corner of the other side of Croatia, on the other side of Bosnia and Herzegovina, where, Croatia is kind of this shape. You're going from here, where I am, all the way through the center of the country
Wow.
and down to the tip over here,
Wow.
almost as
Wow.
far away as you can get.
Wow.
And that's where she is in a region called Podunavlje. Dunav is the Danube River.
Oh.
So Podunavlje is along the Danube, and the Danube is the
Oh.
border between Croatia and Serbia on that side of the country. And it basically it forms three out of four sides of this little region. So the region is kind of a blob that sticks out into Serbia. So you've got Erdut, which is the little town where she is, and you've got the Danube as the border all the way around Erdut and the slightly larger region. And then beyond the border, beyond the Danube, you've got Serbia.
So
So it's a little island,
can you
kind of.
ride? Can you float along the Danube from Budapest to
Um, I don't know if the Danube is passable all the way, but
Yeah.
it's certainly wide enough in Erdut, where
Do you have a
Antunović is.
paddleboard?
No, funnily enough, I live on an island, but I do not have a paddleboard. I should get
What?
one. I enjoy SUP, but I don't have a board.
All right. I went to this amazing wine dinner in the vineyard here, and we were all gifted a 4-pack of Riedel glasses.
Ooh, nice.
The special ones, white wine, Chardonnay. Pinot
Okay.
Noir, and I decided to use the Bordeaux. And look at this stem. I mean, it's so fine. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I love
$50 a
those.
glass, and you'd be like, I can't afford to replace them because they keep breaking. But anyway,
Yeah,
ooh, ooh,
mine is Spiegelau, and it's also pretty
Bigelow.
thin. I think everybody's doing super thin
Yes,
stems now.
they're doing. Oh, look at how clear that is. Okay, I wonder if I put the bottle there, whether that would work. Okay, one moment. All right.
Uh, Sort
Oh,
of, yeah. You can see the label now, or at
oh,
least you can see the word Stina
there
and
you
the art.
go. Okay, it's passing through. Bye bye. Okay, so this is made on the Isle of Brač,
Yes.
a 2022. And this
Uh-huh.
is a red blend. Is this considered Dalmatian coast? Dalmatia, Vino
Oh, for
Dalmatia?
sure. Yeah.
Definitely, which is the book you've written and the free download that's on your Cheers Croatia website,
Yes.
correct?
It's about
Yes.
Dalmatian wine. Yeah.
Right. I just directed someone there. So you and I can talk about this because I have to come and visit. But someone reached out and said, I really want to go to someplace not like France, Italy, Spain. How about
Uh-huh.
Croatia? And I was like, how about Croatia? I know someone there and we could
Yeah.
probably put something together. And she's like,
hmm
Trieste down the coast. I'm like, I've been looking at Trieste for the winter. So then I
hmm
was like, well, Kit and I are going to have to talk because we love wine and we love travel and,
Yes.
we like
Yeah.
conversation, obviously.
And Trieste is only 7, 8 hour drive, depending on
Ooh.
how fast you go,
Do you have
whether you take the
trains?
highway.
Yeah. Do you have trains?
Not really.
Mm,
I mean, they have trains in Trieste because Trieste is Italy, but
yeah.
Croatia, mm, we're a little slow on the development of
Hmm.
trains. I think it's partly because we had so many different not well, so many different occupiers, and the country was
Yes.
carved up into so many
Yes.
pieces that were affiliated with the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Venetian Republic, and so forth, that everybody used their own train systems and none of the systems worked together. And so it's still kind of all narrow gauge rail and nothing fast. And at some point, hopefully, people will sit down and say, okay, people need to get
Yes.
from point A to point B in this country. Let's improve the trains, get them
Yeah.
running fast, have them be efficient,
Yeah.
have you not have to switch from one train to another because this track is a little bit narrower than that track. So,
Fascinating.
yeah,
Hard to believe. Hard to believe. All
we're
right.
working on it.
Back to wine. Tell me about
Yes.
the profiling. Yes, like,
Tell you about this one.
yes.
It is made from Pinot Noir,
Oh, I love Pinot
which
Noir Rosé.
it's a very spicy Pinot too.
Oh.
I, I spend a lot of time on indigenous grapes because in Dalmatia we have tons of indigenous grapes and
Mhm,
they're
mhm,
marvelous and
mhm,
fascinating.
mhm.
On the other side of the country, you don't have so many indigenous grapes.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, Graševina, which is Welsh Riesling, is considered indigenous to that general area, but they grow a lot of international grapes over there. I mean, 75% of the Antunović's 8 hectares is devoted to white wine, and it's mostly Graševina and Chardonnay, and a little Sylvanas, which is Sylvaner. And then their reds are Pinot Noir, Cabernet Franc, and Cabernet Sauvignon. It's
Hmm.
you know, it's
That's
an international
right.
oriented area. And even an hour away is the border of Hungary. And even there in Vilaň, in the famous Hungarian
Yes.
wine region, there
Yes.
are a lot of international varieties planted. It's
Well,
something about the the soil and the geography of the Pannonian
Yeah,
Plain and the history
yeah,
of wine growing in the region.
yeah. I went
So,
to Milan once. And
mm, yes.
Cabernet Franc, I think it was Cabernet Franc is the celebration they do. And the little town is like Beaune with all the signs and all the kind of tasting rooms along this particular road. But they're
Yeah.
trying to bring back grape varieties that disappeared or almost disappeared.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
fascinating.
a lot of regions are, and that's great, and it can only help with climate
Right,
change and
right.
some
Yeah,
of the new diseases that have been coming along. So grape diseases, that is.
yeah,
So great, good to do
yeah.
that kind of research, create new hybrids or what are they called now? Kiwi varieties, which is one of those. I don't know. It sounds like a cute name that they invented to make the bad associations with the word hybrid go away.
Like here, so we had this frost in December of 2022, which affected the harvest of 2023. And then we had the Arctic front that moved through for 3 days in 2024 of January and decimated the valley, like 90,
Hmm.
95% of the vines gone.
I remember
And
that.
the government was like, oh, we'll create a program, but we'll have to approve the grape varieties, and we're going to be looking at what will be hardy. And of course, Syrah suffered terribly in the entire valley, and everyone loves Syrah here.
Hmm.
And I don't know what the outcome is. There are some wineries that have said, we don't care, we're going to replant Syrah anyway. But the funding, which probably wasn't that much, I mean, $5 a stick, a graft or a
Yeah.
plant,
Hmm.
when you lose 3,000 or something, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, the long and short of it is there are some wineries in the north, in Kamloops. An example of this is Monte Creek, and they have done very well with hybrids. It gets up to minus 40 Celsius and it still survives.
Holy cow.
Yes. Yes. And so when you think about a business proposition, hybrids make a lot of sense in places like this where it's very
Hmm.
difficult to survive. And I don't know the
Right.
climate in Croatia, but there are many continental climatic areas in Europe. Mountains are mountains, and that's
Yeah.
just what that brings.
And it's
And
not just about the cold either. It's about extreme heat. It's about
right,
um, having to
the
grow
pests,
in places where there's salt in the soil, things like that. I mean, there's research going
it's not,
on
yeah.
hybrids here too. But I do have to laugh at the new name for them, which,
How to make it cute so that we
yes,
adopt them.
exactly.
Yeah, we're not that
Hmm.
simple, but anyway, nice try.
Yeah, you know.
So the bottle that you have is the color looks beautiful, kind of onion skin
Yeah,
color on Zoom. Um, but tell me,
yeah.
like, is this readily available in your market, or is this a wine that you went to the winery, or somehow you were, you know,
Um, I I found this wine in the supermarket on this island,
oh wow,
all the way on the other side of Croatia from
wow,
the winery.
wow.
And I guess she must have distribution in this supermarket chain.
Okay.
And it made its way all the way over here. And her rosé changes from year to year depending on what fruit she has to devote to rosé. So this is actually a 2024, and it's the Pinot Noir. The 2023, which is also on the shelf in the supermarket, and we can talk about that. The 2023 is a cuvee. In the past, her cuvee has been Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, and maybe a touch of Pinot. But this vintage, she went all Pinot. And so I weeded out all the Pinot bottles and bought them all because it wasn't that many,
Of course you
unfortunately,
did.
but I keep going
Yeah,
back
okay.
to see. I keep going back to see if they
Yeah,
restocked them,
okay.
but no, they've restocked the older wine, which was the 2023 rosé, which was the cuvée. And
Wow.
her cuvée is great, but I don't want to spend 13 euros
Well, that's
and
not inexpensive.
potentially
Yeah.
discover and
No.
potential no, it isn't at all. And potentially discover that the wine is too old and
Right.
it's kind of blah. It was
Yeah.
a fantastic wine when I first tasted it. And I did taste the 2023 when I was supposed to taste the
Yeah.
2023, which is
Yeah.
not 3 years later.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, you know, I wonder if people, I wonder if people know that,
Wine has
like,
shelf
okay,
life?
there's, yeah, well, yeah. Well, that supermarket wine, you
Mm,
really need to keep an eye on what you're buying. I
yeah.
mean, you
Well, you
almost
also
need to
need
know
people to buy
more.
it. But maybe, like you
Yeah.
said, 13 euros. Maybe this is like I had the assumption supermarket wine was 4 to 5 euros. So 13 euros is double the price, or maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of the two most expensive rosés in the supermarket, and
Wow.
both of the expensive ones were 13.50,
Wow.
something like that. There were some 5 or 6 or 8 euro ones, and those aren't the ones I tend to enjoy.
Right.
Um, but I find it weird that you almost have to know more about wine to buy wine in the supermarket than you do in a wine shop. And everyone's afraid to go into the wine shop, but they'll buy wine in the supermarket and they'll end up with a 2023
Mm.
rosé, which, okay, I know that there have been articles written about how we should age our rosé, but they weren't talking about the 13 euro 50 rosé. They were talking about Bandol rosé
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
fancy from Italy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and a 2023, I'm not going to touch that in 2026.
No, it's
It
interesting.
could be fine,
Yeah.
but it's likely not.
Yeah, that's likely. Well, and it's bottle by bottle, winery by winery. It's never clean. You
Absolutely.
never can
Yeah.
generalize about these things, which is tough. So you taste and then you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then they keep stocking it. And you're like, damn it, where am I going now?
Yeah, because no winery is going to come into every supermarket in the chain and yank their wine because they don't want people
So,
to think they
yeah,
make terrible wine, but
yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of what people are.
Well, that's what the guidance of a wine shop does better than a supermarket is
Exactly.
manages vintage. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Interesting. Interesting experience.
Yeah.
So 13 euros and in the supermarket on your island and kind of a treat. But
Yeah. I thought I'd found gold.
yeah, yeah. So,
Great.
tell me, you went to the London, did you go to the London Wine Fair or was it an event that was just beside the London Wine Fair for?
No, it was after the London Wine Fair. It was the Central and Eastern European wine fair, and it was in London, but it's dedicated to Central and Eastern European wines, including Croatian wines. There were 6 Croatian wineries there.
Wow.
And I went because I was in London for something else as well, and each thing kind of justified the other, so I gave myself a trip to London.
Yay!
The CEE Wine Fair, Central and Eastern European, is
Oh,
organized by Carolyn Gilby,
yeah. Love her.
who is an MW who focuses on these areas of the world, Central and Eastern Europe. Um, I've met her in Croatia a couple of times and went up to see who is showing up in London and taste some Bulgarian wines and some,
Yes.
wines from other Central European countries and
Yes.
see, you know,
Moldova,
mhm,
Romania,
mhm.
Bulgaria.
I
I
went to
mean,
a Georgian wine master class, which was
oh
fantastic.
my God.
Yeah.
Amphora,
So,
amphora.
and uh, and Carolyn Gilby ran a master class on Bosnian and Herzegovinian wine, which
Well,
Herzegovina is right. Uh, okay, Bosnia is a 45-minute drive from where I am,
wow.
but I don't know that much about their wine.
Right, right, right. Well,
Had to
listen.
go to London to learn about it.
Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Can you imagine, like, so I've been thinking about like how do I spend my time, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, discovering wine regions that are unknown or under the radar or haven't, there's probably lots of reasons why their wines aren't broadly available. And market development's a huge and expensive project. So
Hmm.
so for many of them, just even emerging from underneath the Russian thumb is like a big deal. So
Yeah.
like I did a presentation on Moldova, and that's how I kind of interconnected with Carolyn Gilby. Anyway, I've never met her. I'd love to meet her, and
Hmm.
like I think there's a future event where somehow you and I and her and traveling around tasting wine and having fun and making videos and like
That would be
would be
great.
great. Would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to add? I love the female winemaker part. I just love that.
Yeah.
And the
And
wine.
she's really great. She's very spiritual about the wine.
Mm.
But she's a smart cookie too. She's an economist.
Oh wow.
So,
I love that.
she knows what she's doing.
Mm.
But she also has an emotional side, an emotional attachment to the land and the wines that she's
Would
making
you
and the
call that
reasons that she's
passion?
doing it. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I love that. Well, that's what keeps
So,
us all hooked, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Yep. And last I knew, I was visiting her about, oh gosh, it must be 4 years ago, maybe five now. Um, and at that point, she was adding red wines to their offer, and her son Branimir was taking on the making of the red wines, and Jasna was following up on the making of the white wines, which she had always done. And in fact, this rosé is called Jasna Rosé. I don't
Oh,
know if you can
okay.
see it on the bottom there.
After her.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Jassna.
One S. Yeah.
One S.
Jasna,
I
Jasna.
would be a disaster because I can't pronounce anything. Even English gives me a hard time.
Well, I mean, there are very clear pronunciation rules in Croatian. That's not the hard part. The hard part is the grammar.
Okay, like German. German grammar was tough.
Yeah. I'm
All
going to
right.
try turning on a light. Let's see if
Okay.
this is terrible.
So we've already done the bottle. It's Stina. Uh,
Ooh,
for inspiration, it says on
no,
the
that's
back,
terrible.
2022 Stina Cuvee Red,
Hmm.
79% Plavac Mali, Plavic,
Hmm. Plavac.
Plavac Mali,
Hmm.
10% Cabernet, 10% Merlot, and 10% Syrah. So what's interesting is this is the right glass.
Yeah.
I got a lot of licorice, and then I was like, I think there's some Brett in this too, which would make sense for old world, but maybe not. But definitely a roasted, like hickory, roasted like uh limbs, tree bark. It spent
Hmm.
time in oak.
Yeah.
2022 is still quite young. So I guess the program, what are we at, 4 years now? So the program's probably like, bring in the red grapes. I wonder if they macerate all together or whether they make the wine separately and then blend.
I am pretty sure that they make the wine separately and then blend
Blend, yeah. And let's see, it's a
because
13.5% alcohol
they're
by.
going to be harvesting those grapes at different times. Sorry, there was a
Okay.
skip there.
Indigenous. That's okay. Indigenous grape variety. I think they're trying to showcase the Plavac Mali.
Plavac Mali.
And
Hmm.
I think Plavat, yeah. The alcohol at 13.5 is like it's a very well balanced wine. Uh, doesn't
Yeah.
really have tannin. So yeah, is that kind of normal?
It's funny because Plavac is one of the most tannic wines out there, and it's also generally very high in alcohol. I am guessing that
Mm.
the fruit for this,
It has
did you?
tannin.
Oh, okay.
It does have
Ta-da!
tannin. I was just like,
Okay.
I guess I hadn't tasted it. Like I tasted it and then we chatted, so I guess I maybe forgot. But it
Ah,
has that um, chalky tannin feel
hmm.
right around here.
Yeah.
It's quite lovely. And I have a bag of potato chips, so that will be quite lovely because salt will do
Okay.
everything for you.
Yeah.
But I think I paid about $30, $35 for this bottle here.
Yeah.
And there are not a lot of offerings.
Canadian dollars,
Yeah. Well,
which
so
I'm not
that's,
sure how that
yeah,
compares to
it's
euros.
like euro is a 1.5, I think. You probably something like that. So you
Okay.
need like €3, $3 Canadian to make €2. Does that make sense? Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope I did that right. Anyway, I was excited because they have a picture on their label of just the marina, the boats. There's a monument in the background, like a steeple, which must be on the Isle of Brač. And I'm going to stop saying it. But a lovely red wine, definitely with meat,
Mhm.
like a nice grilled steak or barbecue ribs or something like that. I love there's
Yeah.
this licorice note. I don't know if that's a part of the profile of the indigenous grape variety, but
Yeah.
it's kind of red fruit, black fruit, um, spice, oak. Um,
Yeah.
Good balance, this tannin, good acidity. It's very lovely. So I would
Yeah.
recommend it if anybody needed to try a Croatian red to go with their barbecue. And if you don't
Hmm.
mind spending $30 Canadian, you just go right over to the BC liquor store and there you go.
Yes.
Broadly distributed in the province, which is kind of interesting. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting to notice which wineries make it all the way over there.
Well,
And I can't explain it. I don't know.
It's
Because
it has to be a passion project. There's some government funding, I'm sure, involved.
Mhm.
This whole
There are a couple of
export.
importers there.
Hmm, hmm. One of the things I know is that my experience has been that when people from Croatia come here, they dream of their Croatian, what they've left behind, and food and wine
Mhm.
tend to be the things that they would like to bring with them. So I always
Yeah.
appreciate that because it's really authentic. Their work, it's very costly because it's a passion project for them. They probably don't make any money at it. But if they're successful, they get to bring the story. And what a great story. Like, who doesn't want to be at a marina on a boat, grilling some steaks and drinking some beautiful red wine at like 8 o'clock at night? I'm assuming the sun
Mhm.
sets late like it does here, and you're in daylight savings time
Just
of some.
setting now.
Wow.
It
Wow.
is 8:47 here, and
Wow.
it's still twilight. I can see a sliver of moon, and the sun is just on the horizon.
Wow. Well, the walk here is along Knox Mountain. I think it was dark at about 10 o'clock last night, and
Oh,
so
wow.
maybe we're a little bit further north. But
Yeah.
daylight savings, and someone's visiting from LA, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's still light out, and it's 8 o'clock at night." And I'm like, "Yeah, you've only been to. And we're not even that far north. Go to Edmonton.
Yeah.
It gets dark at 11:30 at night in the summer, and the sun comes up at 3:30 in the morning. So."
Wow.
Crazy. Yes.
But in winter, I'm betting it's really dark.
Dark. Yeah. 9
Yep.
9:30 the sun comes up and 4:30 it's going 3:30 it's going
Oof.
down. So I know I lived there for 10 months. I
Wow.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Couldn't. No way. So tell me about some future projects. What are you working on?
Oh gosh. I am working on a little journalism project, trying to get some pitches going. I am trying to get a book started, that would be about wine travel in Croatia.
Okay. Good.
Um, and I mean, at this point, it's
Yeah,
summer. Nothing's happening.
nothing's happening except the
People,
heat.
just
Except
trying
the
to keep the
heat.
garden alive, right? Um, keep the garden alive,
Well,
keep the sheep alive.
yeah.
We have a couple of sheep here that think they're starving, so every night we go out and feed them sliced zucchini. They're very spoiled.
Well, I think we should,
So yeah,
yeah, I
summer.
think, listen, I think we should be working on bringing people to Croatia to explore wine. And, and I'm not sure how we do that, but I think, we'll come to a close with our chat, but we'll continue chatting and maybe we'll have something
Yes,
to report the
absolutely.
next time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yep.
it's
And
been
I
lovely.
think people do have to visit Croatia if they want to try Croatian wine. I mean, you've seen exactly how much is available there. I mean, I'm amazed
Yeah.
that there is any, but there's
Yeah.
it's pretty limited.
Yeah.
And I think Croatia is one of those places where the best experience of its wine is going to be coming here and
Yeah.
seeing the landscape where it grows and trying it with the food, the fresh seafood, and
Yeah.
all of the great things we have here. So,
Yeah. Well, I was approached by a woman who's like, Barb, it should be solo women travelers, and you're the traveling wine gal, and you're just going to take them everywhere in the world. And I'm like, oh my goodness,
mm,
that sounds like fun.
it
So
sounds
maybe,
amazing. And more people are traveling solo, and more women are traveling solo.
so
Absolutely.
we just need to build a few more suites on your house, and then it's like,
Yeah.
who knows what the possibilities are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can put up tents. I don't know.
Tents are
No,
good.
there are plenty of places to stay. And
Yes. And do they have e-bikes where you are? Are you an e-bike?
oh yes,
Yes. See,
this island is shaped like this. So believe me, we have e-bikes.
yeah. So getting around could be fun and being in a small ancient town,
Yeah.
coffee in the morning,
Hmm.
wineries in the afternoon, and a lovely dinner outside by the shore. I mean, honestly, I could paint
Yeah.
this picture. It's fantastic. So,
Yeah.
anyway, cheers to you.
On that note,
I think
cheers.
on that
You
note, we're
believe.
doing that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay. Well, thank you again. Don't go anywhere. It's been a
Okay.
pleasure as it always is, and I love catching up, and it's great to see you. You look fantastic, and I can't wait for all the other projects to come to the fruition. So, all right, I'm
Yes, and
going to
I
stop.
look forward to hearing more about Canadian women in wine.
Yes. Oh, that's fun.
Okay. Until next time.
Until next time.